Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and happy Thanksgiving. I just had to make sure I had a special Thanksgiving video for y'all talking about Thanksgiving-y things, if that makes sense. Sometimes we talk about just things in the coin market we're thankful for. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the coins that are out there in the realm of Thanksgiving and are related to, of course, what we traditionally look at as Thanksgiving from a lot of the pictures that we've seen growing up and things of that nature, where you see turkeys and Native Americans and pilgrims and all of those things. And there are a lot of commemorative coins that have a lot to do with the founding of America, or the first white settlers from Europe, that type of thing. And as I went back over them, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them that are just kind of like honorary mentions, because there are a lot of tercentenary, so 300-year anniversaries. Tercentenary. Did I say it wrong both times? I probably did. But we're going to start with some of the honorable mentions, because you've got the Delaware coin, 1838 to 1938. You've got the York County, Maine, 1636 to 1936. Maryland coin, which was 1634 to 1934. And, of course, the Connecticut, 1635 to 1935. Those are some honorable mentions. But the ones that have, I think, some of the most imagery-evoking depictions on the coins, and some, of course, that are directly related to the earliest time in America, are the ones we're going to talk about today, which is you have the Columbian Exposition, our first commemorative coins, circulating commemorative coins that were ever issued in 1892 and 1893. You have, of course, the World's Fair Columbian Exposition with the Columbian $50. This is, of course, one of the most well-recognized coins, I think, to U.S. collectors. Even if they don't collect coins of that ilk, they also will probably still recognize that you have Christopher Columbus on one side, and you have the Santa Maria on the other side. And it's a really beautiful coin. It's interesting the way that the coin has a kind of a flat feel to it, and yet still lots of detail, just the way it was created. But the other woman quarter in history, which you can't forget about, is the other Barber quarter, right? Which is, of course, actually the Isabella quarter, which was actually carved by or designed by Charles Barber, who is known for the Barber quarter. So here you have a historical woman figure on one of our very first commemorative coins. Of course, the other side has a woman depicted as industry, women in industry on the other side. And it's really interesting because sometimes we forget about women in history a little bit, and exactly how many women there are throughout history that have a lot of power and have made history. You know, without Isabella, Columbus does not get funded, and who knows what the world looks like then, right? It's the butterfly effect, which is fun to just talk about or think about, but it's not really, it's nothing I can take too seriously. But it's kind of like, well, if she doesn't fund Columbus, who am I? Where am I? You know, who knows? Right? Of course, you can't. You could. I say you can't think about that. You can think about that all day long, but you probably shouldn't. The Columbian $50, by the way, was designed by anybody? Anybody? That's right, Morgan. That's right, the one who we named the Morgan dollar after. So he was a sculptor that designed that coin. So, of course, when it comes to the imagery on coins and $50, commemorative $50, you just can't get away from the pilgrim, tercentenary. I'm just going to keep saying that word wrong every time. 1920 and 1921, both years those were made. Cyrus E. Dolan was the name of the designer of that coin, and it has a depiction of William Bradford on one side and the Mayflower on the other side. And I always thought the pilgrim was a pretty neat looking coin, because it has a lot of very what would we say, wrinkly fields to it. I mean, I love the water beneath the Mayflower. It's just kind of a nice looking coin. All right, and we go on to, what else do we have here? Providence, Rhode Island. So the Providence, Rhode Island coin, of course, needs to be mentioned, because it actually, of course, has Roger Williams in a canoe meeting a Native American. So it has all the depiction there. The Rhode Island coin, 1636 to 1936. It was, I believe that was the one for, no, the Long Island's the one for multiple years. But the Providence, Rhode Island coin actually has the big pilgrim on it, so it's easy to recognize. The Long Island coin of 1636 to 1936, this coin actually was the first coin that was actually issued in multiple years but with one date. There's a little bit of factoid history for you may not know about coins. This you just learn by reading books, and they tell you things. And then you hope that the books are correct, of course. But the Long Island coin was actually issued over multiple years. It has a Dutch settler and a native on it, so that counts, of course, as having kind of some of that imagery that we're used to from traditional holiday pictures and greeting cards and stuff that maybe we don't see as much anymore now with our world full of wonderful marketing and advertising. So that coin is interesting. It was actually designed by Howard Kenneth Weinman, who is the son of Adolph Weinman, who designed the Walking Liberty half dollar, the coin that came out in 1916, that is amongst the most beautiful coins in American history. And so there's a whole lot of fun stuff you can collect that has that Thanksgiving feel to it when you talk about simply the imagery that we're used to seeing. And last but not least was another coin that was designed by George T. Morgan, the 1924 Huguenot and Walloon, which of course for most of us who live not in that area wonder what does that even mean. But those were the Netherlands people, the Dutch, that founded the area in 1624. And so New Netherlands, of course, is what New York was before it became New York, and Istanbul was Constantinople. But the coin is interesting. It has a ship on it called the New Netherland. Of course, it's actually the New Nederland, N-I-E-U-W, and their Netherland is N-E-D-E-R-L-A-N-D. But this coin has on one side Admiral Coligny and William the Silent on the coin, and then the ship on the other side, William the Silent, not to be confused, of course, with Silent Bob. But overall, once again, one of the coins that really depicts a look and a feel of Thanksgiving. So there's lots and lots of history that goes into the commemorative half dollar series. Of course, I mentioned a quarter as well. So we've got all kinds of fun things to look at when it comes to U.S. coins and Thanksgiving. And so there are lots of things to be thankful for. If you feel like one of the ones that I mentioned as honorable mention deserved a little bit higher up on the list, go ahead and mention that in the listings here in the comments down below. But other than that, everyone have an awesome and wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time. What can I say? Just enjoy your time with friends and family. And God bless everyone and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.